Right, so it's been a few months since we've done any work on the boat, and well, you can see all the leaves that fell off the tree and all over the boat, which is handy. So I found that being a bit of a problem actually, because the weather's been quite bad. It's been quite rainy. I mean, we're into December now, it's nearly Christmas, but because the weather's been bad, I can't really do it on the boat. I think sooner or later I'm gonna get one of those 3 meters by 6 meter gazebos and try and build something, try and fashion something over the boat so that we can work on it while the weather's crap, especially with gel coating and sanding down. We don't want to get them wet. So I think in the last video I mentioned the next thing I was going to do was take the windows out, but it isn't. I think I'm going to do something else first. You'll find that as these videos go along I'm going to change my mind. It's the first time I've done it, and things will change as we go along. I'm no expert, never pretended to be. So as we come across things, we're gonna do it slightly different, but I'll run you through the videos. So yesterday I decided to take the floor out the boat. The floor was, well, I'll show you this old video. That's what the floor looked like. So you can see it was pretty crappy. As I mentioned before, the boat's been in mud and silt. So I thought I'd rip the floor out, and I was going to video it, but I kind of got carried away doing it yesterday without setting the camera up on that. So anyway, but I did learn something. So I was going to take the floor out. I was going to completely renew the floor, just throw it away, take it to tip, get new marine ply to do the floor. But I did find that when I was taking the floor out, it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'll show you like this. So when I took the floor out, you can see, look how thick it is. I mean, that's like 25-30 mil thick marine ply, and it's actually in really good condition. It's really strong considering what it's been in. It's been underwater. I mean, that's ripple, but it's only like the top layer that's coming away. And because it's all shaped, and it was pretty good shape to suit the boat, I decided when I pulled it out, I've jet washed it and I've stood it under this cover. This is an old chicken coop that we don't use anymore, so I've stood it under here so it can dry out over the next few months, and then I'm actually gonna paint that and put it back in. I think we'll see how it goes, but you can see I've got it all there drying out. It's in a lot better condition than I initially thought. So I'll show you the boat where it came out of. Right, so you can see I've just ripped it out. The boat is still full of mud and silt, which is what we're going to do today. So the stringers, I think that's what they call them, these things, they're all pretty good. But it looks worse, doesn't it? I tell you what I did find. It was filling up with rainwater, so I had to get a little bilge pump and a battery. Just one of them little bilge pumps off Amazon. It's actually really good, and well, you can see from this video how much water was sitting in it. So today we're gonna scrape all this mud and crap out. I think that's the only way to get it out is scoop it out and then clean it up, and on to the next thing. Right, so tools today for digging out the shit. Not really shit, mud and silt. Gloves. Rufus trowel. Shit shovel and trowel. And a big old bucket. I think the only way to do this is just to get in and dig it out. So you can see the crap coming out of here. That's why I'm using this like pointer's trowel, because rounded on the front and you're not damaging anything digging in. I suppose if I did damage anything, it could be repairable, to be honest. It's at this stage anyway, as you can see. So I've been doing quite a bit of research to try and work out what kind of boat this is, and no good, no joy. I've not I've had a few suggestions, Seamaster and things like that, so I've joined Seamaster groups on Facebook, asked them. It's not a Seamaster. A lot of people are saying it's a butchered Shetland or butchered Seamaster. It's not being butchered. I think this canopy thing above is homemade, but it's not. 100% it's not homemade. If it was homemade, it wouldn't be this good. The windows, the contour of the windows fit perfect. And it's got these reinforced strips. If it was homemade, none of that would be. You can see it's not homemade unless somebody's a professional boat builder and they've made this one themselves. It's not. I have seen one for sale which was identical to this in worse condition, believe it or not. And I messaged the guy and I said, "What kind of boat is it?" And he never got back. So at least the good thing is, at least I know there's another one out there like this. It isn't homemade, but I still don't know what it is. So listen, comment if anybody gives me a positive link to identify this boat. I'll send you a £25 Amazon gift voucher. So put it in the comments, and I will. I'm man of my word. But up to now, nobody has. So between now and then, we've got a lot of muds to go. So I'm just going to show you this, because I'm new to boats, well, newish to boat building, that kind of thing. I don't know all the terminology, so you know, feel free to correct me again in the comments nicely, or I'll call you out. I'll show you the stringers. You can see these stringers here. They're not too bad, but they've got like a little channel that runs underneath them. See the channel there? I guess that takes any water all the way to the back of the boat. Now I had when I built the scaffold, I had the boat sitting pretty level, which meant all the water ran to the front. That's why the rainwater was all building up. So I've lifted the front end of my scaffold, and I've gradually got it running to the back. So when we get all this cleaned out, washed again, I'm probably going to mount the bilge pump permanently at the back. I'm assuming the back's going to be the lowest point by the time I get the engine on. I might even do a twin bilge pump setup, because this has got like a bit of a low front as well. So I might have a bilge pump at the front and a bilge pump at the back, for two reasons. One, because I don't know exactly until I get it in the water, which is going to be the lowest point. I assume in the back. But two bilge pumps can't go wrong. You know, at least I've got a backup then. That's the plan anyway. These stringers, when I get to the edges, it's actually come away. You can see the trowelfish right underneath. Like, that must have been fastened down at some point. I guess maybe taking the boat out of the water or whatever. So when we've got it all cleaned, we will fiberglass them. Now these stringers seem pretty steady, and I see lots of other YouTube videos where people are ripping the stringers out completely and redoing them. I'm not going to go to that length, not for what I want, but I will repair all these. I'm going to fiberglass these ends back up, as you'll see in the video. I'm really glad I took the floor up, because it exposes anything that's wrong like that. We wouldn't have found that if we'd have left that floor in. Might be more to find yet. River Hull silt. Yorkshire mud. No, this is a boat project, isn't it? One day it's going to be sunny and I'm going to be sat on this drinking a beer, doing a spot of fishing. Think back to this. So I've scraped all the mud out and we've hosed it down. So you can see it's already looking a lot better than it was. I ain't jet washed it, just a garden hose, just to get the wear stuff. And obviously I set the bilge pump up at the back to get the water out. You see it shifted the silt to the back, what's left. I'll let that dry out and then I'll scrape that bit out, but as you can see already, we're a lot better than was. We can see what repairs we need. It looks like this front end is separate and there's still mud and silt trapped under here. I might have to pull all this seating bit out to get that mud out. That's a job for another day. Right, this is now that day. So 3 months has gone by and I've not touched the boat. The weather's been horrendous, wet, miserable, but now it's spring has sprung up. That's that tree. Now got leaves on it. Weather's a bit brighter. I thought it's time we'll get back in the boat. So we're gonna have a go at ripping this this seating area out. When I say rip it out, best I can, because believe it or not, I want to keep some of this, even though it looks a bit naff, but I do want to keep some of it. So we'll see what it comes out like, and I'll probably have to, but you can see there, look, some of the wood, there's just rotted away or broken away or whatever, so some of that's going to need replacing. But this like light blue profile, whatever you want to call it, fits the boat exactly. So I want to try and keep that without damaging it. Some of this stuff on the outside I'm going to have to get my finger right there. Some of this stuff on the outside, I'd never make a weather girl, would I? Some of this stuff on the like what will be behind your legs kind of thing, some of that's damaged, so we'll have to come up with an idea or something to replace that, but the basic shape of it we'll try and keep. Let's see how hard it is to get it out. Right, so already I can see my plan ain't going to work. I'm not going to rip all this out because it doesn't come out. If you look in here, this, well, it's loose at the top, but it looks like it comes down in one continuous piece and runs right round here, and then on closer inspection here you can see it's actually fiberglassed in to the hull, so that's not coming out. What I think we'll do is I think we'll go get a shop vac, and we'll vacuum all this dried up mud and crap out, get all the little stuff out, and then we'll give it a jet wash, and pull off all the bits we don't want, like these bits of these loose bits and this. But the actual the actual flooring, whatever it is all fiberglassed in. So we're not going to rip it out. We're going to clean it up where it is. Let's go get a shop vac. Amazon next day delivery. So I bought this Vac Master off Amazon. It was only 90 quid, but it looks pretty good. It's got some good write-ups. So what we'll do is it's wet and dry, so we can use it to hopefully suck up all this dried mud and bits of flake that's come off as I've been jet washing. And because it's wet and dry, we can use it to suck up all the muddy water out the back that's taller down for the bilge pump. Should be an handy little tool really for this, and it's got this attachment so you can fasten it to the sander and plug the sander into the actual machine when we come to do sanding. See how it goes. So this is the bit we struggle to get under. I've got no access to that, so, and there's a bit of mud under there, so I've just took a bamboo cane, break all that dry mud up, and then suck it out with a vacuum. And then what I think I'll do is, once we've got it all cleaned out, when we start to do the refit, I'm going to get a long nozzle under there and an expanding foam gun, and I'm going to fill as much as I can under there with expanding foam, so none of that's spongy. I'll stop anything else getting in there in the future. So another cool feature about this wet and dry shop vac is you can actually turn the hose around. You can take the hose off here and put it on the back, and it becomes a blower. So I'm going to try that now and blow out all that mud and dried mud, silt, rubbish. See if I can blow it out from underneath that gap. So here's a little tip if you didn't already know. Where I've pulled them tiles on, they're stuck on with like spray glue, sticky as out. WD. Spray it liberally. Scratch it, scrape right off. So, I've got to admit, this wet and dry vac has been a bit of a lifesaver really. It's actually worked out really well. It's allowed me to get the jet wash in and jet wash the entire boat and suck out all the dirty water. Got it spotless really, even allowed to, you know, I could get in there and we've got it all nice and spotless. You can see there, can't you, how nice and clean it is. We know what we're working with now. So now I've got it all clean, you can see that these ribs that stick under, you know, that's the well for the outboard. See, these ribs have seen better days. This one's gone all together. Would have been wood in there originally. That's gone, so what we'll do is we'll make some nice new ones out of a nice thick ply. We'll put them in there and then fiberglass over it. That's obviously the lower part of the boat at the back there. So we'll look at bilge pumps next. I'm gonna mount my bilge pump right at the back there. So this is I've got this electronic bilge pump from Seafloor, just off Amazon. I think it was like 30 quid, quite cheap, but it works brilliant. It's automatic, or you can flick a switch and have it on. So we'll mount that at the back there because that's kind of the lower part of the boat. And that'll be automatic, so when this is in the water and I'm not there, it should just kick in if we get any water there. Also, we're gonna have a manual bilge pump, just so that if the inevitable happens while we're out in it and we've got no power for whatever reason, battery's dead, we can always rely on a manual. I'll always have a manual on any boat. Always have a manual bilge pump. One thing I would say is this is a pretty good one. This, and I actually got it from Temu, the cheap Chinese website. It was like £11. Everywhere else, the 25, £30. I was dead surprised that when it came, it's actually branded Seafloor. I didn't know that, it wasn't advertised like that, but it's actually the same brand as this pump, Seafloor. So I'm really pleased with that for 11 quid. And we'll mount that on the side of the boat. And obviously this is need a hose to and from, similar to this kind of thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the hoses off here. I'm going to run them down here, and see how I have these, I think they call them bilge keels. But basically, that bilge keel runs all the way from the front of the boat to the back. So, on both sides. So technically, that there is going to be the lowest part of the boat. Now I shouldn't get any water in there, because obviously we're inside the boat, but it always does. Rain, that kind of thing. So I'm going to run two hoses from this, and I'm going to put them on valves so I can alternate which one I'm pumping from, and I'm going to run it into them bilge keels right at the bottom. They're the lowest part of the boat. So this electronic pump, I'll take the majority of it, but if for some reason we did get water in, I can use the manual pump to pump out them bilge keels. Obviously that, you don't have a hose off this, so that won't physically fit in one of them, otherwise I put it in there. But I don't. That's the plan.